Hello, this is Ronni Le Tekro.
And this is Tony Harnell from TNT, and you're listening to Metal Express Radio.
Is this a comeback musically for the band?
I mean, me personally, I don't like the word comeback. I think it's just a new album, and it's a good album, and it's just another album in our career, and that's really all there is to it. I think it feels good though to be doing so well. I think it has something to do with the fact that this kind of music is being more accepted around the world right now. It's kind of the music's making a comeback. Let's put it that way, and we just happen to be there with an album.
But still, this album is a bit different from your latest albums. You're kind of going back to your roots, is that right?
We're going back to our roots without really going back all the way. I think we're sort of putting one foot back there and then, one foot in today. And I think that's what makes it kind of cool, is that it's not completely retro. It's sort of a mixture between the two, wouldn't you say?
I totally agree.
So what about the two latest albums? They were a bit different. Did you try to keep up with time and well, maybe not the trends, but do the right music in the right time then?
Maybe, but we did what we felt like, definitely, on both of those albums. This is just another album in our career, and we're more conscious about the sound we created, If you could say it's a TNT sound, we kind of return to the sound, but not necessarily to the same structure of the material. Or I think it's changed, the songwriting, and we're much cooler on stage now, and we have younger women, and
the same age anyway.
Yeah.
As they used to be.
But did you decide to make a heavy album this time, or did it just turn out to be another heavy album from TNT?
I mean, I just think we did what we always do. We just did what came naturally. I mean, I think if we thought about anything, then the only thing it would be is that we knew that we weren't in touch with the fans as much on the last two albums. So with this album, we wanted to try to just get more towards what the fans wanted, but without compromising our own integrity musically. And so it was hard because we didn't want to just repeat anything we did before, so we had to make ourselves happy and the fans happy, which isn't always easy to do when you've had a career as long as ours. So I think we managed to do that, which is really cool.
You got Diesel Dahl back in the band. Was that of any importance to the music on this album?
I mean, it definitely
you get the groove. Yeah. He's not the most technical drummer on the planet, but you get a specific groove that creates identity, I would say.
It kind of, his presence in the band, I guess, plays into the kind of songs we write. So we sort of think about the kind of drummer that he is when we're writing songs, and think about sort of the simplicity of the songwriting again, and just getting back to the roots and being simple, good, groovy songs,
You've had some long breaks in the past. Did the band ever break up?
Yeah.
Sort of in the early 90s, I guess.
92 96, 4 years.
Yeah.
We didn't do much.
No. But the funny thing is, even in that period, it was never really announced that we were breaking up. We sort of viewed it as an indefinite break, like we don't know if we're going to do it or not again. So, I don't think we ever really officially broke up.
You still live in the States. You've done that the whole time. What is that like? I mean, being a part of a Norwegian band and still living in the States, you have to travel a lot. Has that ever been a problem?
It's sometimes it's a bit much. Yeah, it's a lot of traveling. Last year, I think I came here 12 times.
Yeah, you got to give the man credit for coming to Scandinavia, working and spending time.
I mean, it's obviously it's a decision that I made when I was 20 years old to do this, and we've had success. And I have other projects that I've done which have been, sort of successful. But this is like the most success I've ever had has been with TNT. So whenever there's an opportunity there, I just have to take advantage of it because I do this for a living. It's not like a hobby or something. So It's one of the things I do, but it's an important thing. So, I mean, a lot of people think I'm crazy in the States. What the hell are you doing with a Norwegian band, you know? But they're great guys and they're great musicians, and it's not easy to find a band like this anywhere in the world. So, you know, you go where you have to go when you're a true artist. It doesn't matter.
Your name was Tony Hansen on your first album with TNT. Why was that?
Well, it was a dumb idea.
Yeah, dumb.
It was a good idea gone wrong. No, we wanted the world to think we were a Norwegian band, and so I actually said, "Hey, why don't I call myself Tony Hansen?" But then the only place it was released was Norway with that, and then when we got the worldwide deal, I said, "No, I got to have my name back."
Yeah.
Is it true that Gary Barden from Michael Schenker Group actually had the place as a vocalist in the band, and then Tony came in all of a sudden?
Oh, he was just yeah, he did, but there were a few singers that, you know, we got tapes from and shit, but then we got his tape, and, you know, rest is history. Because the only singer at that time that we would have chosen instead of him would have been Freddie Mercury if he was available. You know, that would be the only guy, you know. And we know what happened to Freddie.
You're singing the high notes again on an album. Is that just because you had to do that because of the songs that fit the songs the best, or did you just take another decision to, okay, I'll do that again?
I never really stopped doing it. That's a kind of funny thing. I probably did it less on the last couple of albums because it didn't really feel like very cool anymore, I guess. But it's funny because in Japan they thought, oh, he's lost his voice. And I thought, no, I'm just singing in a lower octave. Sometimes, see, I had to figure out, okay, I know the fans like this. Sometimes it feels a little bit silly, but I can do it. I think I do it really well. And I think that I figured out a way of doing it on the new album, which maybe doesn't sound stupid. So I tried to work it in places where it's not overdone. It's once in a while, like maybe at the end of the song or something like that, just to give that lift, you know, and sort of that little metal thing in there. But I think it's just so much less than it used to be that I think almost anybody should be able to deal with it now.
You've played together for many years now. Do you guys still surprise each other? I mean, do you Ronni think that, oh my God, can you sing that high? And do you think about Ronni, wow, that was a really fast solo?
I don't think we ever think about our technical skills. We never actually discuss them. We kind of just do them. But we're impressed by other stuff. You know, he could come up with a fantastic lyrical thing or a melody or something, and I happen to be there and put the right chord in the right place or opposite. You know, and then it's magic. So it's on that level we're impressed. You know.
I think what he's trying to say is that I've always been blown away with his guitar playing. I think he's, you know, one of the best metal guitarists in the world, and so there are nights when I'm just like, oh my God, you know, listen to that guy go, you know, listen to him go. I just think, look at him go, look at his fingers. But and then, you know, on the albums, I don't always hear the solos until I get the final mixes, and then I get to sit and listen to the song and go, oh, that's really cool, you know, listen to what he does there. So I mean, he's constantly, you know, impressing me and making me his favorite. Making himself my favorite guitar player over and over again.
An opposite, you know, that's why we keep it going. That's the main reason why this is happening, you know, because without it, there's nothing. So I guess we could both do many things in life that would be economically smarter than being in music, but it's just something you gotta do. And either you're a professional and you do it full, or you know, you gotta get a different job. This is our hearts and
our religion.
Our religion.
It's our religion.
Yeah, it is.
This new album, My Religion, will probably do quite well. I mean, you've had tons of great reviews already. Are you still waiting for that big breakthrough, or are you happy with what you have accomplished during those years?
I mean, everybody would like the big payoff day, you know. I mean, I certainly think we deserve it. I don't, you know, the climate has changed. I don't see us selling as many albums as we used to in the U.S., but I think we can do very well around the world. It's really up to the labels at this point because we've done a good album, so now it's like the money has to be spent on promotion to let people know it exists. But I think in Norway we have a very good chance of reaching a lot of people, and I think in Europe in general we also have a good chance, and Japan is doing very well right now again, so it looks good.